Ahoy! Welcome in the Zlin Film Festival Bubbles, and today we don't have just a simple bubble, we have a whole bubble bath. There's 3 guests with us today, and also the word bath feels very appropriate because the film that they're here to present is called Fearless, and quite a large part of it is taking place in the water. It's a documentary made by Luciano Toriello, and we have the 2 protagonists of the film here with us as well. Half Italian, half Brazilian, I can say. Maybe you can correct me later, but the names are Massimo and Pierre Rizzello, and the film is mainly about the things that Pierre does, which are really remarkable as a kite surfer. So that's today's bubble bath in the Zlin Film Festival bubble, and maybe we can ask Massimo Rizzello about what is kite surfing all about. I don't think it's very popular in Zlin. I don't think we do it a lot around here. But in Brazil, where you live?
Yeah. The kite surf is a very young sport. Was born around 20 years ago. In Brazil, we have the best condition for this sport because there is the constant wind every day in our high area. We come from Jericoacoara. And there are a lot of flat water lagoon and very hot ocean. And the Brazil is one of the best places to do this sport.
But on screen, it looks quite spectacular. I will later ask the director how he made it look so spectacular, but is it really such a spectacular sport? And we also see that Pierre every now and then gets hurt. Is there danger involved?
It's a very spectacular sport. It's a good combination between the fly with the kite, with the sail, and the combination with the board in the water. We can do different tricks on the water or in the air between 10-20 meters from the water.
So that would be my question for the director. How the hell did you get this thing on tape or on film? The stunts are breathtaking, but also the way you filmed them must have been quite breathtaking. How did you do that, technically?
Technically, it's been very difficult because we shot this film in 10 years. And so various technology have changed. And then 10 years ago, I have to think how I want to show this film after the 10 years. It's not easy, but I think I show what I want.
It looks, at least, fantastic. And one of the things we learn from this film is yeah, maybe I should ask you first. It's a documentary, but there's also a story. We're heading from point A, which is a really, really young version of Pierre that we see on the film, to point B, the end of the whole story. Can you tell me a little bit about how, because you started with material that you filmed when Pierre was three years old, I think, and then there's the climax of the movie. Can you tell me a little bit about how this narrative develops?
Yes, we have shot a lot of materials, and we cut a lot of materials. Sometimes I think that I can do another documentary with that material. But the important for me, it's not Pierre like a world champion, but the childhood of Pierre with his problem, his happiness, and above all, his relationship with the father. And so when I edit the film, I think about this relationship.
And the climax of the film is one of the big games that we will see.
Yes, the climax of the film for me is when he come back at home, and he wants to be a young people. He goes to school, he design, but then when he meet an old man that speaks to him about the passion to start again. It's important to start again. I think it was the moment to close the film.
Pierre, it's not only a story about all the games that you're winning and all the good scores and the victories that you're getting, but it's also about a lot of hard work, a lot of labore for you. How hard do you work? How hard do you train?
Io lavoro, io faccio kite da 4... ho sbagliato tutto.
Vai,
tranquillo.
Aspetta, allora, io studio al mezzogiorno 8 ore al giorno normalmente e faccio 4 ore di kite e il resto di tempo che rimane faccio quello che mi piace, mi diverto con gli amici e gioco.
He studies for 8 hours in the day, then he works hard for 4 hours, and then other games are all in the water with the friends.
The fact that you have your skateboard here with you, is it also a way of training your abilities?
Hai lo skate con te perché anche con lo skate lo usi per qualche attività?
Sì, io lo uso per un po' come si dice? Tipo...
Per allenarti?
No, tipo per simulare il surf. Allora c'è una grande impressione tra il surf e lo skate, perché hanno esattamente quasi gli stessi movimenti.
He used the skateboard when he doesn't go in the water. It's the perfect simulation as a surfing.
We are looking at a kid who is too good looking and too cool to be true, with a father that is too good looking and too cool to be true, performing in a super, super cool looking sport in a beautiful, cool country. It could be a little bit too much, all of this. It could be too cool and too good. And then you also show that some things are not perfect in this beautiful picture. There are some tensions every now and then. There's things that go wrong. There's moments that Pierre doesn't behave like the perfect kid. You decided to keep it in the film to make a more complete picture, or how did you?
I think to show the reality, but it's difficult the contrast because there are the beautiful land. And the real story with all is a problem. But Pierre in the film is like in the reality. And so I decided to show him in this way. It's difficult because the land is so beautiful that you can have a problem with during the projection.
Mm-hmm. I have one last question for the three of you, because we're in Zlin. I don't know if people told you, but the empire of the Zlin city is built on one thing, and that's shoes. So if you come to Zlin and you come to our festival bubble, we always ask our guests to show your shoe to the camera and tell us a story about your shows. Why? Yeah, why these shoes? Why are they special, or what's the story behind them? Show them.
Falli vedere.
It's my way. I'm always with this kind of shoes, and I love to work without shoes.
I'm not sure if I should be so indiscreet to ask you, but the size is quite big. What is his size?
This size 46.
46. Oh. What about you?
It's a surf.
About us. I know about the shoes of Slim 10 minutes before. About us, usually we never use the shoes at home because we live in Jericoacoara. There is no street over there. We walk in the soft sand. And then we choose these shoes we buy in Europe because are very light. We use for skateboard. Are the shoes for skateboard. The shoes of Pierre are the same of me. We have the same story.
But not the same size.
No, of course.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your shoes with us and sharing your stories with us and sharing your film with us.
Thank you.
We're really happy and proud to have this film here in the Zlin Film Festival, and we're extremely proud of having 3 guests coming with the film. I hope you have a nice time in Zlin, and it was lovely having you here in the studio.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.